All right, Mako. Get ready, this is for real.
So, you know that list of the most popular stuff on Netflix in the US? Well, according to Screen Rant, Pacific Rim snagged the 10th spot on that list in January and February. Pretty cool, right? It just shows how much people are into it. And with the huge success of the MonsterVerse movies, things are looking pretty promising for Pacific Rim 3. Also, there is lots of talk on Reddit about Pacific Rim 3 titled Pacific Rim Cataclysm, so we'll discuss that as well in detail. Guillermo del Toro, the genius behind Pacific Rim, not only directed it but also co-wrote it with Travis Beacham. Fun fact, it's still the most expensive movie he's ever directed, costing around $200 million to make. But hey, it made over $411 million at the box office, so it definitely wasn't a flop. Critics loved it too, which paved the way for a sequel called Pacific Rim Uprising in 2018. Stephen S. DeKnight took over directing duties for the sequel, but Del Toro stayed on as a producer. While Uprising didn't quite match the success of the original, making less than $300 million and receiving mixed reviews, it still kept the giant robots versus monsters vibe alive. Make room for the third part, which is rumored to be titled Pacific Rim Cataclysm. Now, this title gives a lot of things. Cataclysm, the mother of all Category 9 breaches, makes the other kaiju look like tiny ants. Picture this. It's like the big brother of the Mega Kaiju that attacked Mega Tokyo, but way bigger, heavier, and stronger. Its armor? Unbeatable. Covered in thick mountain-like plates and spiked armor, it's practically indestructible. Its face is a scary sight too, with tusks jutting out and a steel-like bone covering most of its head. And those arms? Each ending in claws the size of 3 18-wheelers. But wait, there's more. In the palms of its hands are these holes that, when activated with Kaiju Blue, can blast out sonic pulses faster than you can blink. Now that's a force to be reckoned with. Cataclysm's emergence marked a pivotal moment in history. Following 6 months of uneasy calm since the last Kaiju threat, the world relaxed, assuming the danger had passed. However, the PPDC remained vigilant, sensing an impending threat. Their caution proved justified when on August 17, 2045, the breach opened, unleashing the formidable Category 9 Kaiju. Alongside this colossal creature came a devastating Category 7 hurricane, amplifying the chaos. With Cataclysm targeting San Francisco, the PPDC swiftly mobilized the 157th Battalion, the Armarauders, to defend the city. Equipped with state-of-the-art nanotech, the Jaegers possessed the ability to repair damage instantly. Yet the pilots were unaware of a crucial feature, the technology's capacity to enlarge the mechs to 300 feet tall, a revelation that occurred only in the heat of battle, adding a new layer of tension to the already intense situation. By 5 p.m. on August 18, all 10 Jaegers stood ready for action, forming a solid defensive line with older models like Paladin Tango and Onyx Oblivion providing artillery support, while shielded by the newer Mark IVs. Led by Centaurus Alpha, the Jaegers prepared for engagement as a Category 7 hurricane loomed ominously, foreboding the impending battle. As Cataclysm breached San Francisco Bay by 8 p.m., chaos ensued, revealing the daunting task ahead. Despite initial optimism, the realization of Cataclysm's power dawned, prompting a desperate fight for survival. With foghorns blaring, the Jaegers unleashed a barrage of attacks, but Cataclysm's resilience proved daunting. Amidst the chaos, calls for unity and determination echoed, urging the pilots to fight for humanity's sake. As the battle intensified, Cataclysm's fury became evident, overwhelming the Jaegers with its sheer force. Despite valiant efforts, Cataclysm's sonic pulses disabled the Jaegers, leaving them vulnerable. In a desperate bid, Cataclysm targeted Paladin, inflicting significant damage. Onyx leaped in, distracting Cataclysm momentarily, but the Kaiju tore off Onyx's arm and left it damaged. With one pilot unconscious and the other injured, they were trapped. Meanwhile, Paladin fought desperately. "We're gonna die," one pilot feared, but the other had an idea. "Blast its mouth open." They fired, creating chaos. As Cataclysm lunged, Paladin dodged and regrouped, ready for the next round of battle. Centaurus Alpha and Nova Cyclone, against orders, charged at Cataclysm with determination. "Let's send this slimeball back where it came from," exclaimed Nova's co-pilot. But Cataclysm swiftly knocked Nova off balance with a powerful swing of its tail, rendering both pilots unconscious. Meanwhile, it failed to penetrate Alpha's juggernaut plating but hurled him onto Onyx, causing a chaotic exchange between the Jaegers. Alpha regained stability and unleashed a barrage from her turbo cannon, creating a sizable wound in Cataclysm's thigh. As Nova's pilots came to, they found themselves impaled by Cataclysm's tail and dragged along. Cataclysm spun, flinging Nova away while Alpha charged in, locking arms with the massive Kaiju. With Losant's backup, Brawler Solar and Sapphire Arcane on the scene, the battle intensified. Sapphire attempted to replicate a successful strategy against a previous foe, but found Cataclysm tougher. Brawler engaged with his Tesla rods, shocking Cataclysm with electricity, allowing Alpha to land blows. Cataclysm emerged as a formidable adversary, easily dismantling the Tesla rods and rendering Brawler ineffective with a swift strike, leaving both Jaegers vulnerable. Tragedy ensued as Sapphire's pilot perished, prompting Brawler's crew to eject, leaving Cataclysm unchecked. However, reinforcements swiftly arrived, launching a coordinated assault on the Kaiju. Their relentless barrage compromised Cataclysm's armor, but its retaliation sent the Jaegers crashing into the city. Despite the devastation, the Jaegers regrouped, with Archangel standing tall amidst the destruction. Backup arrived in the form of Midnight Winter and Quake Meridian, pilots with whom they shared a history. Together, they had been part of the successful operation to reclaim Australia from the Kaiju. Now they stood ready to take on Cataclysm once again. As the battle reached its climax, casualties mounted. Onyx was rendered out of action, with its pilots succumbing to blood loss, while Cobalt suffered damage but managed to keep fighting. Nova faced a brutal demise as Cataclysm tore it apart and submerged it underwater, destroying it completely. However, Nova's co-pilot managed to eject to safety just in time. With determination, the remaining Jaegers rallied for a final assault. Forming an Omega formation, they coordinated their attacks, disorienting Cataclysm with their zigzag maneuvers. They converged on the beast, hacking at its armor and targeting vulnerable spots. Despite Cataclysm's resilience, the Jaegers relentlessly pounded away, inflicting severe damage. In a dramatic moment, Centaurus Alpha delivered the decisive blow, firing her railguns straight through Cataclysm's eyes, ending its reign of terror once and for all. The victory came at a heavy cost, with lives lost and Jaegers damaged beyond repair. In the aftermath, new nanotechnology was developed to repair the Jaegers completely, but the loss of the pilots could not be replaced. A somber funeral was held to honor their sacrifice, followed by a celebration to commemorate the historic defeat of the first Category 9 Kaiju. The Armarauders welcomed new members, Midnight Winter and Quake Meridian, to fill the ranks. A year later, as pilots trained harder to prevent future disasters, strange readings in Japan signaled the start of the Third Kaiju War. With renewed determination, the Jaegers launched into action, joining forces at the Japanese Shatter Dome to confront the unprecedented threat of a Category 11 Kaiju. Fortunately, with the heroic efforts of Shogun Trinity, the monstrous foe was vanquished, ensuring humanity's continued survival. Now, after hearing the story of Cataclysm, I bet that idea of Pacific Rim 3 looks cool, but will you ever come to see it? The Pacific Rim franchise expanded further with an animated series titled Pacific Rim: The Black, which aired for 2 seasons on Netflix before concluding in 2022. Despite rumors circulating about a potential Pacific Rim 3, no concrete developments have emerged since the release of Uprising. It remains uncertain whether Guillermo del Toro, the director of the original film, would be interested in returning to the franchise, especially considering his remarks in 2023 about not watching the sequel. Del Toro likened the idea to viewing home movies from an ex-wife, explaining that the experience could be unsettling regardless of the film's quality. While a third film may not be on the horizon, fans can still enjoy the original Pacific Rim, available for streaming on Netflix. Well, that's it for today. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for regular updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.